good, y'all? It's your boy Duke back with another video. Today we will be discussing the NBA playoffs. So that entitles going through like the award finalists, all that, who my picks are for that, and then obviously my predictions out of the Eastern Conference Final and the Western Conference Final. I think this year the playoffs has been pretty exciting for the most part, actually. Had a lot of good series there in the first round. Second round wasn't too bad, and now obviously we're in the finals. So first off, without further ado, let's get to the playoff finalists. Sorry, award finalists. So for the MVP, the finalists are Anthony Davis, James Harden, and LeBron James. And I actually just saw an argument, I think it was by Colin Cowherd, actually. And he was posting LeBron James versus James Harden. And after seeing that, I don't know, it's kind of tough. But I think the way it's going to actually pan out is that they're going to pick James Harden mainly because of voter fatigue. Excuse me. Voter fatigue. LeBron James, I mean, he should win every year. But realistically, James Harden led the number one team in the West, had the best record, was putting up crazy numbers. So it wasn't stat padding like Russell Westbrook, arguably LeBron too. And Anthony Davis was playing out of his mind after Boogie went out. So I think the voters end up picking James Harden. And I think LeBron James will probably come in second, Anthony Davis in third. Next up on the list, we have the Rookie of the Year. So that's Donovan Mitchell, Ben Simmons, and Jason Tatum. And a lot of people have been telling me that Ben Simmons isn't a rookie, which is absurd. So since he is, he's clearly the winner. But I think it's interesting to see who's going to come in second. Because a lot of people would say Donovan Mitchell, but I honestly think it should be Jason Tatum. They're both putting up stats. I should have some numbers pulled up, but I don't. But I just think the way the voting's going to end up going, they're probably going to pick Donovan Mitchell, who's averaging like 22 points a game this year. Jason Tatum had like 13 and 5. So, I don't know. Jason Tatum's been playing amazing in the playoffs. So I think he could come in second, but probably not. So I think my order will be Ben Simmons first, Donovan Mitchell second, and Jason Tatum third. Let's move on to the Kia Six-Man Award. And we have Eric Gordon from Houston, Fred VanVleet from Toronto, and then Lou Will from the Clippers. And, if you would ask me at the beginning of the season, I think I would have had to pick Lou Will because the Clippers were playing out of their mind. Fred VanVleet has been putting in great minutes for the Raptors. Obviously, number one team out of the East. So he was a huge part of their success. And then Eric Gordon goes without saying, best team in the West. And, his success is pivotal to the Rockets being successful. So I think Eric Gordon probably is going to be the winner this year. Well-deserved. I have Fred VanVleet coming in second, and then Lou Will. That one was pretty cut and dry to me. Next, we got the Defensive Player of the Year, which is Anthony Davis, Joel Embiid, and Rudy Gobert. Now, this one's interesting. I think Rudy Gobert is going to win, but Anthony Davis played more games and he was playing great defense this year. Joel Embiid, I think towards the end of the year, was starting to get exposed more, but was playing really good defense. Obviously, he's the Defensive Player of the Year finalist. But if I had to go with my gut, I think Rudy Gobert is going to be the first player. He only played 58 games this year or something like that. So he'll have played the least amount of games and actually will win the Defensive Player of the Year, I think. And second, I would have Anthony Davis, and then third, Joel Embiid. But I wouldn't even be surprised if Joel Embiid was second. It was a pretty tough race this year. But I think Rudy Gobert will come on top. Let's go to the most improved player. We got Clint Capella, Spencer Dinwiddie with the Nets, and then Victor Oladipo. Now, this one's hard because I don't think Victor Oladipo should even be in this category. I don't think he's the most improved player. I think the system that he was playing with in OKC was just not fitting for him because he played really good in Orlando. So I wouldn't say he's necessarily the most improved player. It just the system that he's in definitely fits him way better than playing with Russell Westbrook taking 17 shots a game, stat padding. I think he's probably going to end up being the winner. But to me, I think the actually most improved player would probably be Clint Capella. I mean, Spencer Dinwiddie has had a great year too. Was pretty much unknown last year. I mean, I guess if you watch basketball, you know who Spencer Dinwiddie is. But I don't know. Clint Capella played big-time minutes for the Rockets this year. I mean, obviously, a defensive focal point for them, was getting boards. So, I don't know. I think Victor Oladipo probably going to win, but in my opinion, Clint Capella definitely is the most improved player of this NBA season. Spencer Dinwiddie will come in third, in my opinion. Coach of the year. So Dwayne Casey, Quinn Snyder, who's the coach of the Jazz, Dwayne Casey, the Raptors, and then Brad Stevens of the Boston Celtics. Now, Dwayne Casey, I think, is going to win. I think he's actually going to win. But it should be Brad Stevens, hands down. I mean, if you look at the Gordon Hayward being out, Kyrie Irving being out, and the way that the Celtics have been able to be so resilient. Their bench players, Scary Terry, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, all those guys stepped up, played huge minutes this year, even Marcus Morris. So, I think Quinn Snyder should also get a lot of credit. This one's probably the hardest for me to choose. So I think the way it will end up going is I have Dwayne Casey first, Quinn Snyder second, and Brad Stevens third. And I'm not sure if that's fair. I think maybe it's because Brad Stevens is always been such a good coach. I mean, obviously, Butler went to the finals against Duke. So, I don't know. I think Dwayne Casey will end up being the winner. But in my humble opinion, it should be Brad Stevens. And that's it for those awards. So I'll go do a quick little recap. Looking at a computer is kind of nice having notes right there. So give me 1 second. All right, so for the MVP, I picked James Harden. Rookie of the Year, I got Ben Simmons. Six-Man Award, I got Eric Gordon. Defensive Player of the Year, I'm picking Rudy Gobert. Most Improved Player of the Year, I think Victor Oladipo will win, but it's actually Clint Capella, in my opinion. And Coach of the Year, we have Dwayne Casey, I think, is going to end up being the winner. But again, I think Brad Stevens should be the victor of that. So my predictions for the rest of the playoffs. So right now, Houston, Golden State in the Western Conference Finals, they are tied 1-1. And I think I really don't know how you beat the Warriors. I'm not sure what. I mean, last game in Houston, the bench played phenomenal. It was a really fun game to watch. They were hitting, 17, 27, some crazy, absurd amount of threes. And, Golden State didn't necessarily play bad. I think the bench just got outplayed. I don't know. And Steph can't guard Chris Paul, so that's a problem. But I think Golden State's going to end up winning this, and I think it actually might go to 7 games. So I'll take Golden State in 7. And then in the East, we have Cleveland and Boston. And LeBron James has the heaviest workload in NBA history. That's a quote. I don't know how he's going to win if his teammates don't show up. So he's going to have to be Superman. I think J.R. Smith is going to have to score more than 0 points, believe it or not. Kevin Love has been playing okay. I mean, he actually played really good last series. So Kevin Love is pretty important. George Hill got to step up as a veteran. Rodney Hood, Larry Nance, all those guys got to play basketball, man. I mean, so at the pace that they're going right now, Cleveland's down 0-2. And I think they'll still win in Cleveland. I think they'll lose one in Cleveland. So they'll come back to Boston down 3-1. And I don't really see a world in which Boston doesn't win in 5, realistically. But LeBron James is LeBron James. It's really hard to go against the King. But I think I'm going to have to go with Boston in 5. So I got Golden State in 7, Boston in 5. And I think out of the Warriors and Boston, I got Golden State in 6 against Boston. So I think the Golden State Warriors will be the NBA champions. And, shout out to Boston for what I think they'll do without Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward. So that's it for this video. I appreciate you guys watching. If you're here, if you haven't, like, subscribe, obviously all that good stuff, comment. Let me know what you want to see down low, what you think about what I said, if you disagree on anything. I appreciate you guys showing me all this love, all the support. I guess that's all I have to say. So I just saved y'all from the most awkward ending ever. I was trying to say, have a great day, but it didn't come across like that. So have a great day, everyone. Thanks for watching. Be lit and stay safe.
Kevin, what's one good reason for girls to date you?
Well, I got these Heelys, man, and they're pretty